Okay, so now this is the process of finding an online school. I'm going to go with the suggestion that was suggested, and I'm going to go with Phoenix University. So I'm going to see just how easy it is to sign up, and I'm going to see how much it costs and all that. I spend money on everything else, so. And if you're like, well, why is she waiting so long to do this? Like I said, I've done this. I've gone back to school I don't know how many times. And I don't believe in making excuses for it, but literally these are like excuses. One year my mother passed away and I took time off. Another year my father passed away. I took time off. I may have just started a job. Whatever it was, my car broke down, my car got stolen, I was in an abusive relationship. I have like a million excuses that were all legitimate reasons for, you know, me not being able to you know, succeed in my goal. So, but nonetheless, don't let excuses keep you from, don't let excuses sorry. So, yeah, I'm gonna, boobers, I'm going to make a video about the whole process because I feel like a lot of people have not gone back to get their GED, not out of laziness, but out of the fear of all the emotions that are going to surface from you feeling incompetent, you feeling like a failure, feeling like, you know, self-hatred and all this internal conflict that surfaces every time I go back to school. So yeah. And I know that this is something that's going to help some people because unless you've ever felt like you were unlearnable or unteachable, then you wouldn't understand. It's a really big deal. It's a really big deal because it not only affects you, but it affects your quality of life that you're able to live and that you're able to give to your children. So, I'm sorry. I haven't even enrolled and I've already experienced all this anxiety. I know this is for a reason. And this is not a show, by the way. This is not a show. I literally because everyone makes it look so easy. They tell you to go back to school. Oh, you should get your GED. It almost makes you want to cuss. It's like, don't you think I know that? Like, you don't think I want to be able to say I have credentials behind my name? You know, you don't think I want more out of life? You don't think I hate my job? Anyway, so, but I feel like this is the time to do it. I'm married. I have an amazing husband that I love dearly. He loves me dearly. I have children, 2 children that are grown now and they're out of the house. So now I'm just, you know, I have no excuse. Like, now is the time to do this. I have my 13-year-old, but she's going to Sumner. It's an academic school. Like, she's a genius. She was in the newspaper for reading at the age of 4. Like, amazing brains they have. And so it's just time. It's time. I want to be able to take my grandkids wherever I want to take them and do for them how I want to do for them. And I don't want to feel like if I do get a good job, it's because of I knew the right person or something like that. I want it to be because my credentials spoke for me. You know, I know that God opens doors, and he opens a man's gifts shall make room for him and bring him before a great man. But I also know that you study to show yourself approved and in everything. The Bible says knowledge is profitable to direct. And so if you want to be a director in any type of capacity, you got to have knowledge on what you're talking about. And knowledge equates to having schooling. So, I thank God for you guys, every last one of you that are going to go through this journey of getting your GED with me. And then we'll go even farther. Ain't that right, boobers? We're going to go even farther.
Mm-hmm.
Say, we're going to go farther.
Farther.
The more you know.
Mm-hmm.
Say, the more you know.
More you know.
The further you go.
Where you go.
Amen.
Amen.
That's right.
All right.
Are you mocking me?
No.
Okay now. Because boy, I take you here and I bring you back. Alright, so anyway. Yeah, I do apologize for that 15 minutes of tears. But, I mean, seriously, every time I would sit in class, I remember one of my struggles. I was at the Kansas City, Kansas Community College, and I was going back to get my GED or whatever, and I had just did like a bunch, like 5 sheets of papers, and so it wasn't until the 5th sheet of paper that I realized that I was doing the exact same work that I had just finished like last week, and I'm like, why did it take 5 sheets of papers, five assignments for me to realize this? And I was just done. And I've never been the kind of person to lie on an application, so I'm not going to start now. But I thank God for every opportunity that I've had that has allowed me to learn and grow. And the thing that really hurts the most, I think, is that people that don't know me, they assume that I have it. They assume that I have like the whole education thing down packed and a couple degrees. No, not now. Thank you. Thank you. Got to get the big eyes on. The big eyes. Kids respond to the big eyes. Anyway, so yeah. So the first lady, I remember the first church that I started going to, but I was still smoking cigarettes at this church. It was a Baptist church. But anyway, and so, you know, you come out the club, you know, clubs of all sorts. Use your imagination. So you come out the club and you just find a random church or whatever, and you go there because it's like, okay, they say go to church. You know, you want to get your life together, go to church. So I went to this church, but it really, excuse me, I felt no power there because, as I said, my life wasn't changing. I was just with a body of people. I was just in like a congregation setting, and I remember not feeling loved, not feeling welcome. I'm getting off topic, but I'm going somewhere. And I remember where it was a time where someone said something in the sermon, and I clapped, and I heard somebody behind me say, "You ain't supposed to clap." I'm gonna have to shut the door now. They said, "You ain't supposed to clap at that." And so I was like, wow. I'm like, so I don't have proper church etiquette, and I'm getting laughed at in church, really? So, nonetheless, I don't fault the whole church, but I remember the first lady, she was like, well, why don't you get you a something job? She was like, I told her where I was working, and she was like, oh, I thought you would have been doing something clerical. I was like, yeah. It's kind of like people that, oh my God, people that judge you for how you look. If you're blonde and blue-eyed, they assume that you wouldn't work for Duff & Ball, which is a trash sanitation company. Or if you are, oh my God, turn that down, please. Anyway, so they think that you are, people judge you by how you look. And so even if it's a positive, good judgment, it still hurts when you disappoint them, so to speak, because it feels like you're disappointing yourself. It feels like you should, feels like a sense of entitlement that, well, you know what, because I look like I can sing, I probably should be able to sing. Let me go ahead and try to sing. Or because I look like I should play football, let me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, well, maybe I should have a clerical position instead since I look whatever. And then like, you know, if people, they like offer you a job or something and it's like everybody, you know, maybe it's because you're after a certain age, they assume that you would have gotten it, or you sound like you're intelligent enough to know that you can't make it out here without a degree. And I get all that, but life happens. Life happens. My teeth is a testament to that. And but I'm determined to set aside my excuses and use this YouTube channel as a place to also express. I mean, I'm expressing everything else: my hair journey, my weight loss journey, my ministry of the mind. There we go. Sometimes I share about fast food, work in fast food experiences, and so on and so forth. So I might as well add that to one of my playlists. And as I said, if it can encourage someone, that's what it's all about. When I was younger, and I told you guys how they took me and put me in foster care from school. And so it was like the one place where you're supposed to feel safe at. It kind of brings a level of anxiety. And then the one place that you're supposed to be comfortable at, you know, the schools that I went to, it was predominantly African American, and the stuff that would go on there, it just, even in my neighborhood, you just don't feel safe in school. You just don't feel, you feel like it's a place where somebody's gonna wow out, get mad and throw a chair, or get mad and start beating somebody up in the lockers. And I don't know, just school just does not feel. And then the school shootings, after seeing all that, and it's not like I'm a scary person, I just, in order to learn, you got to have your mind focused on it. And if you have like a bunch of other stuff on your mind, you know, even it's just memories, sitting there with a blank sheet of paper. I remember being at school and being like super hungry as a kid, and like all these memories just come back. I can't stand the thought of children being in school hungry. Now I know it appears that I don't really care for children, but you know, I'm trying, I'm working on it. But no, the thought of me going to school with nothing in my stomach and trying to learn, the thought of me going from different foster home to different foster home to different foster home during the part of my life that I was supposed to be getting the concept of math, because math builds upon itself, you know. And so it's almost embarrassing to say that I have to start over with the basics. And then after someone explains it to me, if they don't explain it to me in a way that I can get it, you know, some of the best teachers in the world have tried to explain it to me, and I'm still just like, what are you talking about? And I'm not, I just don't get it. I really don't get it. It angers me that I don't get it, because I can explain things to other people to where they can get it. And I usually can understand it. I don't get it. I really don't. So whoever's willing to hang in there through this journey, I applaud you and take my hat off to you and pat you on the back, all that. Honey, kudos to you, because it's going to be a rough one. So my hand's shaking. I guess that means I'm tired of holding the camera. Thanks for watching.